Welcome everyone to another edition of Making an Impact. I am your host, Simply Sensational Billy James, and boy did we have what was a good show to talk about. We got 3 title matches to talk about. We've got the TNA World Heavyweight Championship on the line. We also have the TNA X Division Champion, Tigre Uno, defending the X Division title, and the longest reigning Knockouts champion, Taryn Terrell of the Dollhouse, will be defending the Knockouts title. And much, much more. Also, the big reveal. Who is going to be the law in Impact Wrestling? We're going to talk about that and a lot more. And we've got some things to talk about at the end of the show. Hernandez, we got to talk about the situation with him. Also, Kurt Angle, his situation. And much, much more. So we're going to get to it right now. Okay, we start off Impact Wrestling with Dixie Carter in the ring, surrounded by the entire TNA roster with the exception of the TNA World Heavyweight Champion, EC3, and his heavy Tyrus. Dixie Carter goes about talking about the things that she'd done wrong, and that she remembers that night that she went through the table, that they were all surrounding that ring, smiling and cheering when she went through that table, and how she had a epiphany. You know what I'm trying to say. That everything that she's done wrong. She was hurting the company, she was hurting them, and when she went through that table, she gained a new appreciation for the effort, the sweat and tears they put into the business and into TNA. And Ethan comes out and says, "You don't put yourself in this position. You're beneath this. This is a farce. You're Carter." Okay, so who is this new law? Who's going to be in charge? And Dixie introduces him. Bully Ray. Bully comes down the ring and confronts Dixie and says, "Hey, I don't like you and such, but you know what? For the first time, you're taking responsibility, and I'm a guy who can pretty well detect bullshit, and you seem to be legit. So I'll take the job, not for myself, not for you, but for these fans if they want me." And of course, the fans are cheering. Bully Ray says he'll take the job, tells the talent to get up on the apron because standing there on the floor, it looks like that him and Dixie Carter are beneath them, and they're not. We're all equals. Jump up on the ring apron, and tells everybody that we got things going on tonight. Tigre Uno, you're defending that TNA X Division Championship. Taryn Terrell, you're defending the TNA Knockouts title. And EC3, oh, I hadn't forgot about you. Bully Ray tells him, you're defending your title tonight against the winner of a battle royal that's going to take place now. So Bully Ray's off to a start, and he's running things shotgun. So it's going to be interesting to see Bully Ray as the head of TNA. It's going to be interesting of Impact Wrestling. I don't know. This was an interesting choice. Obviously, he won't be wrestling, but it's, hey, how long is this going to last? How long is this gig going to last? There was an article, Bully Ray and Devon talking about how they want to go back to the WWE. Well, he had that he had that appearance in the 2015 Royal Rumble, and everybody thought he was going to be back, but that didn't happen. The only way I see Bully Ray and Devon back as trainers or jobbers to enhance talent, but I just don't see him back on the main roster. So so how long is this gig with Bully Ray as the main guy in charge of Impact Wrestling? We're just gonna have to wait and see. Okay, we had the Battle Royal kickoff, and we had a bunch of guys in there. Battle Royals, the thing about it is it's hard to describe the moves because the action's so fast. So basically, early eliminations, Norm Firm was the first one eliminated. Why he was even in the damn Battle Royal is beyond me. Other early eliminations was Manic, Shark Boy, and then I believe Mandrews was also in that bunch. And then during the break, there was a huge bunch of eliminations, including the Cowboy James Storm, Robbie E., Jesse Gonzer, the greatest man to ever live, Austin Aries, eliminated, and much, much more. So it comes down to just three guys, Drew Galloway, MVP, and Eric Young. So Eric Young and MVP decide they're going to double team on Drew Galloway and get him out, and they work on him, and they get him over the rope, and MVP is getting ready to toss him over, but Eric Young, being the world's craziest maniac that he is, grabs and tries to toss both of them out. Drew hangs on the ropes, is able to slide through. MVP goes over, MVP's out, and boys, he pissed. So now it's just Eric Young and Drew Galloway. They go at it back and forth. Eric Young goes for a pile driver, but Drew Galloway blocks it. Eric Young goes up top, but he gets kicked for his trouble, sent over the top to the floor. Your winner, Drew Galloway. Drew Galloway is going later on in the show, and he is going to face EC3 for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. I was talking about Drew Galloway last week. When will he get his title shot? Well, it looks like he's getting it sooner than later. So tonight, Drew Galloway takes on EC3 for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. Can Drew Galloway be the one to hand EC3 his first loss? Or will EC3 once again find a way to retain the TNA World Heavyweight Championship? We'll find out later tonight. Okay, we had a fatal four-way for the TNA X Division Championship. DJZ, Rockstar Spud, and Grado challenging the TNA X Division Champion, Tigre Uno. Okay, it was a joke having Grado out there. He basically just, his chest and blocked people. Rockstar Spud tried to lift him up to go for a body slam, but his feet went under him, and Grado went for a pin attempt, but Rockstar Spud was able to kick out. Tigre Uno tried to suplex him, or excuse me, it was DJZ, but couldn't get him up either. Tigre Uno gets Grado out of the way, and it becomes a 3-on match. Grado gets back into it, and him and Rockstar Spud work together for a little bit, trying to take out DJZ, but they get into an argument. This allows Tigre Uno to hit a double drop kick on both of them, sending Grado flat out on the mat in the middle of the ring, and sending Rockstar Spud to the outside of the ring. Tigre Uno keeps his momentum. He goes out and hits a splash on Rockstar Spud, taking him out. Then he goes to the top rope, hits a 450 splash on Grado. 1, 2, 3, and still your TNA X Division Champion, Tigre Uno. Okay, I would have been happy had this been a triple threat match. Why the fuck did we need Grado in this thing? Pardon my French. I think he's stupid. I don't think he can wrestle. I think he's a joke. And I think he's an utter waste of time. There are other guys out there that bust their ass that deserve a shot at that X Division title before Grado. Mandrick is a guy that can go and deserves a shot at it. there's a lot of people than Grado. I don't see what TNA thinks they see in him. I don't care if he's popular over in England. I'm sorry if I offend anybody. I just don't like the guy. And I'm just telling it like it is. You know, it'd be different if he could actually wrestle and do something, but he can't. And, you know, we had enough of clowns. Hell, they've already got a clown called Crazy Steve. They don't need another one. So, Grado needs to go bye-bye and go back home and be a celeb there, because he sure ain't cutting it here in TNA. I can tell you that, my friends. And if you think he would be in any other promotion, you're sadly mistaken, my friends. I guarantee you, you ain't going to see Grado's ass in WWE. But then again, if hell froze over, it probably will. It'll probably be my luck he'll go to WWE and I have to say hell froze over. So, but I guess never say never. But the odds are extremely high. I got a better chance of winning the lottery. So, anyway, I think I've ran enough on Grado. Skip the match. It ain't worth watching. I mean, it would have been better had it been a triple threat match. And that's just my opinion, and I'm sticking to that. Okay, we had Taryn Terrell of the Dollhouse defending the TNA Knockouts title against Brooke Tessmacher, aka Brooke. You can see I am supporting my girl by wearing the official Don't Mess With Tess t-shirt. Okay, Brooke's ready to get into the action, but at first the Dollhouse, Jade and Marti Bell grab Brooke's feet, distracting her. This gives Taryn the advantage. Brooke tries to get a little offense in, but quickly Marti and Jade pulls her out while the referee's distracted and lay it onslaught on her and throw her back in the ring. This allows Taryn to go to town on her with a nice net breaker. It goes for a pin attempt, but Brooke kicks out. Brooke comes back, gets some offense in with a nice drop kick. She goes for a top rope move, but the Dollhouse pushes her off while the ref is distracted. This allows Taryn to come to the outside, smashes her Brooke's head on the apron, and then sends her into the steps. Brings her back in, goes for another pin attempt, but Brooke rolls it into a cradle. She gets for a pin attempt, but it's no good. Brooke's able to come back with some clotheslines and such, and a nice spear. She goes up for a moonsault, but she gets distracted again by the Dollhouse, Jade and Marti. But then the lights go out. When the lights come back on, Marti Bell is taken out, and it is Gail Kim standing there, all ready to go ninja badass on the Dollhouse. She quickly disbarts with Jade running her head into the ring post, and the lights go back off, come back on. Gail's gone. Taryn Terrell's totally distracted, turns around. This allowed Brooke to hit the butter face maker. 1, 2, 3. Your new TNA Knockouts champion, Brooke Tessmacher, aka Brooke, a 3-time TNA Knockouts champion, and she ends Taryn Terrell's 238 recognized days as TNA Knockouts champion. Now, I understand if you go to Wikipedia, her reign's going to be longer than 238 days, but TNA's only going to recognize 238 days as Taryn Terrell's reign. But still, Taryn Terrell, no matter which way you look at the numbers, she has the longest title reign, TNA Knockouts title reign. And Brooke Tessmacher puts an end to her long title run with the Knockouts title. Brooke is now the new TNA Knockouts champion. What does this mean for the Knockouts division? Well, it means a lot of things. Right now, Dollhouse, they're going to want retribution against Gail Kim, because Gail basically cost Taryn the TNA Knockouts title. But then now, who's going to be Brooke's first challenger? Obviously, we would think it would be Taryn Terrell, because she's going to get a rematch. Could we see Marti Bell or Jade challenge for the title? What about Angelina Love, the six-time TNA Knockouts champion? There's also the five-time. All right, I had to go a little Booker T there on you. Five-time Knockouts champion, Madison Rayne. And of course, we can't forget about Gail Kim or Awesome Kong, a former two-time Knockouts champion. And what about Rebel, one of the few in this whole mix who has never held any championship? So we just got to wait and see what's going to happen there. It's going to be pretty interesting. By the way, Marti Bell and Jade have held titles on the independent scene. Jade, a.k.a. Mia Yim, held the Shine Women's Championship. Won it in China. So that's a big deal. So anyway, yeah, Brooke is the new Knockouts champion. And I'm psyched because I said she deserves another title run. And it was just going to be a matter of time. So it's kind of cool to see this happen. She is the one that ended Taryn's long title run. I thought it was going to be Awesome Kong, but that turned out not to be the case. And Brooke is now the champ. So what is going to happen? I think this is an exciting time for Brooke. An interview that she did is available on Impact TNA's website that she truly passionately talks about wanting to win that title back. And it was so great to see her so passionate. And, you know, that's the kind of things that us wrestling fans, you know, are psyched about when, you know, we connect with the wrestlers, and Brooke's one of those that you can connect with. So, congratulations, Brooke, on becoming a three-time TNA Knockouts champion. And if you listen to the Pope laid it out. Taryn Terrell didn't look smoky hot in that lingerie wrestling gear she was wearing. But, hey, just because you dress sexy doesn't mean you're going to be able to hold on to that title. And I think Brooke proved that tonight. So again, congratulations, Brooke, on becoming a three-time Knockouts champion. Okay, we had Kurt Angle who came out to address the Impact Wrestling crowd. Kurt Angle talked about how he talked to Bully Ray and talked about how he was screwed last week with that farce in his rematch. And as far as Bully Ray's concerned, that match didn't take place. Kurt Angle has his rematch against EC3 any place, any time that he wants it. But Kurt Angle goes on to say, now's not the time. I've been diagnosed with a tumor on the back of my neck, and I've got to have surgery. I'm going to be gone, but when I come back, and I am going to be coming back, I'm going to take that title shot against EC3. Well, Eric Young, of all people, comes out and talks to how EC3 didn't defeat him for that title. Eric Young, beat him. He asked him, how many pile drivers have I given you? And says, you know, I like to take credit for the tumor, but that's nature. That's your body trying to tell you, that's nature telling you it's time to pack it up and go. I want you gone. And basically, EC3 takes a cheap shot and tries to take out Kurt Angle, trying to set him up for the pile driver. But then the Sarge, Chris Menendez, comes down and makes the save. However, he pays for it with a pile driver from Eric Young, and Eric Young leaves both Kurt Angle and Chris Menendez laying in the ring. Okay, here's the deal. Okay, Kurt Angle, legit. He does have to have a tumor removed from his neck. He's had it done. It's been on the internet. Kurt Angle had to be rushed to the hospital. He had fluid bulging in his spinal cord. He had to be rushed to the hospital. I haven't read anything more than that. Hopefully, Kurt Angle will be okay. He's safe and sound. As wrestling fans, we don't want to see a wrestler injured or seriously hurt. So Godspeed. Hopefully Kurt Angle will be okay. He can get better because he's one of the greatest of all time, and I really don't want to see him go down because of this, or God forbid anything worse. So hopefully he'll be okay and such, but we'll have to wait and see. Now let's get back to Eric Young and Chris Mendez. Obviously, it looks like the feud between these two is not over. And where's this feud going to go now? I have no idea, but it was interesting to see. It was the Sarge Chris Mendez who came down to make the save to save Kurt Angle. So we're going to have to wait and see what's going on with that. Like I said, Kurt Angle, get well. All of us wrestling fans are rooting for you to get back to Impact Wrestling, but we want you to be healthy and sound when you do. Okay, we had our TNA World Heavyweight Championship match. Drew Galloway taking on the TNA champion, EC3. Drew Galloway, as soon as that bell rings, he goes to town on EC3. EC3 uses ropes to break, but still Drew Galloway in control. Drew hits a nice tilt-whirl backbreaker on EC3, and EC3 is scouring. He's able to go to the outside of the ring, and while he's got the referee distracted, it allows Tyrus to nail Drew Galloway, trying to get things back into EC3's control. Eli Drake comes down trying to neutralize Tyrus. Well, EC3's in control for a while. He hits a nice net breaker and another face to knee move. But Drew gets, after some insults, he's able to come back and he starts chopping the heck out of EC3. He takes EC3 down, goes for a pin and tip, but Tyrus drapes the foot on the ropes. Drew Galloway's in the corner. He is hitting chops, and he goes in for a boot type move, but nails the referee by accident. Referee goes down. Drew goes to check on the ref, turns around, gets low blowed by EC3. Tyrus, he looks like he's getting ready to interfere, but then Eli Drake comes in and neutralizes Tyrus. Drew Galloway goes to grab EC3, only to get nailed in the back with the crutches by Eli Drake. This allows EC3 to hit the 1%er, 1, 2, 3, and still your TNA World Heavyweight Champion, EC3. Okay, where does this all go? Who is going to be EC3's next challenger? Obviously, they have just set up a feud between Eli Drake and Drew Galloway, and it's going to be interesting to see where that feud's going to go. Eli Drake is supposed to address the Impact Wrestling fans next week to explain why he turned his back on Drew Galloway, and I'm sure Drew Galloway will have a response to that. Who will be the next person to challenge Drew Galloway for the TNA World Heavyweight title? Interesting scenarios going around. You got Matt Hardy. You got Mr. Anderson, but it looks like Mr. Anderson now is going to be in a feud with Bram, so that takes him out of the picture as sorts. So you've got Matt Hardy. You got Bobby Lashley. What about the deranged maniac Eric Young? Where's he fit in this title picture? And much, much more. And so it's going to be interesting to see what they're going to do with EC3, especially now that Kurt Angle's gone. I think whoever's the next person to challenge EC3 is going to set the bar as to where his championship reign is going to go. Not a bad match, pretty good match, and such. So kudos to both guys. But like I said, again, still your TNA World Heavyweight Champion, EC3. So we'll just have to wait next week and see what Eli Drake's got to say. Why did he turn his back on Drew Galloway? Okay, Superstar of the Week. If you haven't guessed it, yep, Brooke, a.k.a. Brooke Tessmacher. Congrats on becoming a 3-time TNA Knockouts champion. You deserve it, Brooke, and you're this week's Superstar of the Week. So congratulations. Okay, not a bad show. They also did showed highlights from Slammiversary, the match between the Cowboy James Storm and Magnus. That was a street fight non-sanctioned match. The reason why they did this, and this comes to Hernandez. Hernandez has been released from TNA. Oh my gosh, another release. Okay, before you jump the gun wanting to throw TNA under the bus, TNA had no choice but to release him because Lucha Underground threw a hissy saying, whoa, 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 wait a minute. He's still locked under us because we still have footage to air of him. We had him first. Supposedly TNA says they tried to work out a deal with Lucha Underground to pay them so that they could use the footage that they taped with Hernandez and the Beatdown Clan. When they signed Hernandez signed an affidavit or signed an agreement statement saying, yeah, I'm a free agent. I have no other obligations to any other organization, yada, yada, yada. So the story is TNA offered to pay Lucha Underground money so that they could use the footage. They're saying Lucha Underground said no way. Lucha Underground's claiming that TNA never made such an offer. Who knows? That's a he said thing. The bottom line is TNA cannot use all that footage that they did with the Beatdown Clan and Hernandez. They can't chop around to use the footage because of the prominence of Hernandez. It makes it almost impossible. So they basically had to just kibosh the whole Beatdown Clan. So the Beatdown Clan angle was probably supposed to be in the slot where they did the highlights of the Slammiversary match between the Cowboy James Storm and Magnus. So, you know, Hernandez should have known better. He should have made absolutely 100% sure that he could be on a televised show. So don't blame TNA, blame Hernandez for the situation. Okay. Once again, Kurt Angle, please get well, stay safe, get healthy, don't rush back. We want you to be safe and sound. Everybody's thinking about you and praying for you, okay? So please, just, get healthy. That's all we care about is you to get healthy. Interested that they've done the heel turn with Eli Drake and that they're going to appear to have him feud with Drew Galloway. Like I said, Brooke, what is going to become of the Knockouts division? Right now, I see the Dollhouse feuding with Gail Kim. Is Gail Kim going to get some support there? So it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen with the Knockouts going further down the road. Now, it's going to be interesting also to see what's going to go on with Bully Ray. And as now he is the man in charge, the law in Impact Wrestling, so that's going to be interesting to see. So, what do they have in store for us next week? Well, we have the announcement of who will be the inductee into this year's 2015 TNA Hall of Fame. I think we all know who it's going to be, but it will be officially announced next week. Also, Eli Drake is supposed to explain his actions, why he did what he did against Drew Galloway, and much, much more. So we'll just have to wait and see, guys, what's going to happen next week. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a heads up. There most likely will not be making an Impact YouTube show next weekend. I've got relatives that are coming in near me, and I want to go and see my grandfather. He's 93 years old, and I want to get take every chance I can to see him. This man has seen a lot in his life. He was there when Pearl Harbor was bombed in World War II. He was there the day Pearl Harbor was bombed. So he was serving in the Navy at the time. So he's seen a lot of things in his life. So he's 93 years old. So I want to take every chance I can to get to see him. So most likely they probably won't be making an Impact YouTube show next week. So heads up. Also, it is plug time. Okay, going to throw the plugs out there real quick. Every Tuesday night, it's the Wrestling Debate. Join myself, my partner in crime, that main man on the East Coast who's rocking it, and he's got his fingers in the pot up there. I'm talking about my partner in crime, John P. Mayer, also over on the West Coast, rocking it on the California shores. The Sean the Shark Williams, also Andrew B., the Dirty Diva herself, Michelle. We're all on. We talk about WWE, TNA, Ring of Honor, Lucha Underground, Pro Wrestling Syndicate, much more. So join us. That's every Tuesday night on Blog Talk Radio, 8 Eastern, 7 Central, and it's brought to you by the Nerdport Network. Also, on Wednesdays, talking about my good buddy John P. Mayer, rocking it up in the East Coast. He's got his finger on the pulse of independent wrestling. That's right. Every Wednesday, it's the independent point of view where John gets some great interviews with independent wrestlers and promoters. He's got his finger on the pulse, especially with Pro Wrestling Syndicate. It's every Wednesday night on Blog Talk Radio. It's brought to you by the Nerdport Network, and you can find out the exact times on the Nerdport Network's Facebook page. And one last plug, and that is for Michelle and Liz. That's right, the Dirty Divas. It's every Thursday night, the Dirty Divas themselves, Michelle and Liz, talking about wrestling, WWE, TNA, and a whole lot more. And that's on Thursdays. That's also on Blog Talk Radio, brought to you by the Nerdport Network. And you can find the exact times on the Nerdport Network's Facebook page. Whew. All right. Well, that's it for this week's edition of Making an Impact. I have been your host, Simply Sensational Billy James, and quote the great Ron Burgundy, y'all stay classy.